نبدأ هذه الفقرة بعد الاستراحة بمداخلات لسيدات من المنطقة العربية. المرأة تستعد لعقد 2020 شهادات لرائدات عربيات. تقدم سيدات من المنطقة العربية وخارجها ملخص ورسائل في دقيقة واحدة تتعلق بما هو مطلوب على وجه التحديد لإعادة المنطقة العربية لعقد 2020. نبدأ مع السيدة ميراي أبي نصر، مسؤولة الاتصالات المؤسساتية في بنك FFA Private.
Amidst all the wars, conflicts, political and ideological disagreements, and the tremendous power struggle crashing many civilizations along the way, I'm sure that everyone here in this room would want to see less major conflicts in the 2020s. We were born in this region with a sense of fear of criticizing the state, fear of talking our minds, fear of the others, fear of the neighbors, fear of novelty, fear of what's next. We as women and mothers raising future generations, we have the responsibility to eradicate this fear. We do this by investing in empowering our liberal youth, listening to them, nurturing this sense of freedom, confidence, and trust, growing their critical thinking, growing empathy and sense of inclusion versus fear and sense of seclusion. This is how we unleash creativity, and this is how we avoid radicalism. So if by 2030 we have less bloodshed in this region, rest assured that it happened by the virtue of having more women integrated and involved in decision-making on both political, economical, and educational level in the region, for a better region that embraces changes beyond any other consideration. Thank you.
There I go. Patricia. الشيخة نادية الدوسري، السيدة ديما بيبي المدير التنفيذي لمنظمة الشباب الأردنية إنجاز.
Good evening. The future of the region depends greatly on what and how we teach our children. And I want to address 3 specific points related to education. The first is related to what we teach, which is relevance of education. So while the world is rapidly changing, professions, jobs, and skills required are changing, and we have heard from Microsoft a glimpse of where the world is heading, the majority of our education systems are not providing the basic competencies, technical, cognitive, metacognitive, and socio-emotional competencies that enable individuals to face today's challenges. Our ministries of education must mainstream new programs and modern sciences that are able to equip the young generation with relevant knowledge, skills, and attitude. My second point is related to how we teach. We must develop the content and delivery tools using specific lenses, including the life skills lens to focus on the skills that enable students to analyze, rationalize, debate, create solutions, validate, test them. Another lens is the inclusivity lens to address gender, racial, and other stereotypes in our textbooks, languages, images, activities, graphics, etc. The third is the ethical lens, which is an important learning output that should not be ignored or assumed. My last point is related to the equality of education. Education must not contribute to the divide between children of different socioeconomic backgrounds, as it is currently doing. And as long as we offer inadequate public education, we are, by design, making sure that children of poor families who cannot afford private schooling remain poor as they graduate with less tools in a very competitive world. Thank you.
السيدة باتريسيا بيتار شرفان، المؤسسة ومديرة تحرير هوم ماجازين.
I want to tell you, make space for us, women. We are nurturers by nature. We can take care of our homes and nations at the same time. 50% of the Arab world is numb due to our absence. The economy needs the productivity of women. Peace building needs the sensibility of women. Politics needs the insights of women. Make space for women at the decision table, not just anywhere. We are partners, not competitors. We've tried male leadership for decades, even centuries. We did not find drastic solutions to our prevailing problems. Let us try together, men and women. Let us together believe in women leadership. Let us start from here and now. Beirut Institute is a perfect example for this successful model. Make space for women.
السيدة تيريزا فالون مديرة مركز دراسات أوروبا آسيا وروسيا.
Hello. The theme of this summit is thinking about the next decade. The job of a futurist is to travel to the future and come back and tell the rest of us what to expect. Many times they get it wrong. Nevertheless, we need to participate in this challenging exercise in order to prepare for the 2020s. My call to action, the 5 R's. First, R is for Rahida, the Beirut Institute, founded by a woman, Rahida Dergam, a talented convener who brought us all together today. This morning, I heard input from many brilliant women from the region and beyond, and I'm nourished by these conversations, as other women here are. Second, research. Education, education, education. More women coders, engineers, and scientists needed. It is necessary for this region to stay abreast of fast-moving technological developments. Cyber, artificial intelligence, and digital surveillance have opportunities, but also active vigilance is required to avoid a tech tyranny trap. Third, resilience. Building on a strong educational framework, this region needs resilience in light of the geopolitical shifts. Capable and confident female diplomats I met today need to offer their analysis and advice on how to recalibrate, recalibrate, recalibrate. Fourth, reimagine. Reimagine a future for this region which reflects a winning team of both men and women, and their combined talents, skills, and perspectives will reignite economic growth and security for the region. Lastly, fifth, reach. Reach for the stars. UAE astronaut Haza Al-Mansouri's historic trip to the International Space Station may be followed by not one, but 2 female astronauts from the UAE, training for a possible future mission. These women are not only role models for young girls in the Arab region, but for girls all over the world. Thank you.
السيدة ليندزي هاورد كبيرة محللي السياسة الخارجية في بلومبرج.
Today, the list of the world's most powerful Arab women includes cabinet ministers, diplomats, CEOs, judges, journalists, doctors, scholars, writers, and artists. At the end of the 2020s, there will be many, many more. This should not surprise us. Women here since ancient times have made extraordinary contributions to their societies. Egypt's Pharaoh Hatshepsut, Syria's warrior queen Zenobia, who both led and walked among her soldiers, Saudi Arabia's epic poetess Al-Khansa, Yemen's Queen Balkis of Sheba, Morocco's Fatima Al-Fihri, founder of the world's oldest standing university and magnificent library, and so many others. Now you, what will you make of this critical moment in history to shape the narrative? In this long tradition of women's initiative and excellence in this region, Rahida Dergam's creation of the Beirut Institute and the Summit Dialogue is a powerful contemporary beacon. These remarkable women should inspire everyone, men and women alike, in the Middle East and around the world in the 2020s and far beyond. Thank you. Shukran.
السيدة نورا مولر المديرة التنفيذية لكوربر-ستيفتانغ.
Good evening, everyone. George Kennan once said, "Women should not be encouraged to discuss international relations. They take it too seriously." Well, precisely because of this, let me venture into the field of international politics today. On the eve of the 2020s, the rules-based international order, what some call multilateralism, has come under great pressure. Nationalism, protectionism, great power rivalries. The jungle grows back, as Bob Kagan has suggested. Now, all this is happening at a time when the world is faced with many challenges that know no borders, and climate change is just one of them. But not all hope is lost. Our task, and this goes to women and men, will be to make multilateralism great again. That means we will have to strengthen international cooperation, and we will have to defend the strength of the law instead of giving in to the law of the strong. And if we do this, we can jointly stop the jungle from growing back. Thank you.
صاحبة السعادة السيدة سميرة رجب المبعوث الخاص للديوان الملكي البحريني.
Wars and conflicts, recede development, spread illiteracy, poverty, diseases, displacement, and migration. Women are always the first and most affected. This is the reality of Arab region today. Arab women achieved great development during the 20th century. It is regrettable that they are pushed back today due to wars, terrorism, political conflicts, and the rise of parties that have uncivilized point of view regarding women. Ending regional conflicts and wars is the first and most important factor to avoid impacts of subjecting women to underdevelopment and persecution and to continue practicing their rights.
السيدة مونا صليبة كبيرة المراسلين ومقدمة برامج حوارية في محطة MTV اللبنانية.
مرحبا. ولأني أعشق اللغة العربية فرسالتي وبدقيقة. 57 مليون عربي لا يعرفون القراءة والكتابة. 13 مليون و500 ألف طفل عربي لم يلتحقوا بالمدرسة هذا العام. هذه أرقام صدرت عن القمة العالمية للحكومات في دبي. أرقام تعني أن جيلاً بأكمله يمكن وصفه بالأمي، وهكذا لا يمكن بناء وطن عربي. من هنا تدفعني هذه الأرقام لأقول إن علينا وبشكل طارئ المساهمة والانخراط، حكومات وجمعيات ومنظمات وأفراد. علينا تعليم ثم تعليم فتثقيف الأجيال العربية ومحو الأمية، لأن هذا هو السلاح الوحيد الذي به نواجه التحديات ونبني أوطاناً ومجتمعات عربية نفتخر بها ويفتخر بها العالم. بالأرقام أيضاً قالوا إن العالم العربي يعاني من 45% من إجمالي الهجمات الإرهابية عالمياً. أقول أيضاً إن التعليم يساهم وبشكل أكيد في دحر الإرهاب ومنعه من الفتك بمجتمعاتنا وبلداننا. بالعلم فقط نضع حداً للحروب، خاصة حروب الآخرين على أراضينا. به نتطور ونتوسع ونصبح حاجة للآخرين وليس العكس. شكراً.
السيدة ميرنا سليمان المؤسس والرئيس التنفيذي لشركة فينتك جالاكسي.
It takes courage to be exceptional. It takes courage to be wise. It takes courage to be compassionate and resilient and ambitious. It takes even more courage to be a female entrepreneur living in a male-dominated society and surviving a broken economy. It takes tremendous courage to have a purpose in life, to rise above the storms and find the sunshine that will make the world a better place. I tell my kids every day, believe in yourself, in your ability to redesign the future you want. I dream of a financially inclusive world by 2030, a world where progressive regulations and policies leave nobody unbanked, a world where aggressive investors take risks and inject more money into startups, and a world where our unicorns make global impact thanks to ambitious entrepreneurs and supportive ecosystem. But most of all, I dream of a world run by women, because guess what? The world today needs more empathetic and compassionate leaders to reach a 2030 with more doers and less talkers. Thank you.